Evening, everybody, and welcome back to what could hopefully be the final round of our Season 4 Championship for Tier 1. We are here in Monza, probably one of the all-time favourite tracks for a lot of drivers, I would say. Can get pretty hairy into Turn 1, but we all know what that's like, so definitely go easy into Turn 1 if you are listening to the stream. No heroics, we know what it's like. We could see Oz Curtis crowned the Season 4 Tier 1 champion tonight. But we could also see, again, anything can happen. If he crashes out, this moves on to next week, which will most likely be a very small grid considering the new game is released by then. But it's one of those things. We will push on and do what we have to do to see who's crowned. But Oz Curtis and Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's going to try and give it everything that he's got and push Curtis as much as he can to try and force a mistake. So it'll be quite interesting to witness, I think. But circuit length, 5.793 kilometres. Number of laps, 27 laps on a 50% race setup. Number of corners, you've got 11 corners, 3 left, 7 right. Pole position starts on the left side of the track, which is exactly where you want to be, on the left side of the track there. That inside corner, you've got to slow down a lot. Heavy braking, you're probably going to get shunted into the rear. Starting on the outside, at least you can push real wide if you need to, and then cut back in going into turn 2. DRS detection zones, 2 of them, and both, or one of them being very, very decent in terms of length. And this DRS detection zone, this DRS zone right now where we are, not the longest section, but it can at least pull you a little bit closer to those guys that are ahead of you. Race time usually leads to about 37 minutes, and then your pit lane entry speed limit is 80 kilometers. So watch those speeds, guys. You've got to make sure that you are all good and not picking yourself up some 5-second pit stops, some 5-second penalties. So we'll get everything up and running here. Get it all up and running so that we can start witnessing some laps here. Well, we welcome back Jack Sully to the league as he comes back into a reserve role for the team he started with, which is Aston Martin. Storm Hutto already picking up a 5 grid place penalty with the man himself, Rilo. And there it is right there. Rilo has just had so much rotten luck throughout a lot of these races, and last race he actually raced really well, but races before that it's just been so unlucky for him. Very, very unlucky. Yeah, collision with Hutto. What happened? Oh yeah, you raced last night with us. Yeah, look, it's one of those things. So Jack Sully on a hot lap at the moment, but Oxchillo sets the fastest lap for the opening stint with a 1:19.730. So that will only get faster because the actual track hasn't even acclimatized yet. There's not enough rubber down. Once that rubber starts to get laid, you'll see lap times start to fall away. You'll start to see, I reckon, probably low 1:19s. For these guys here. Rapid J-Rad now goes to P2 with that 1:19.9, and Jack Sully with a 1:21.1. He's got a lot of work to do there. OCE Remix out on the medium, so this is just a warm-up lap for him, just to get the feel of the track, the layout, and everything like that. But we'll move back up. Oz Curtis now up into P3 with the exact same time as Rapid J-Rad, but J-Rad will start in front of him currently as it stands, just purely because he put the lap in first. So look, it'll be really interesting to see where Left 4 Dead puts it. He's on a lap now, so we'll jump on board with him while he finishes this lap. Javier Cruz redeemed a hot lap, so you want it with Remix? No? Okay, ZK wants it with Oxchillo, and then Remix from Javier. No worries, I'll see what I can do, guys. So we're just going to watch where Left 4 Dead rounds his final turn on his fast lap. Opens up that DRS, and that puts him up into P2 with a 1:19.957. So Carpool, he's got a little bit of time in him still there, but Oxgello right now is the man to beat with a very quick time, 2 tenths ahead of P2 and 3, and 4 for that matter. But you know, the guys behind, Noodles, Abyss, Restless, they've got some time to make up. It's the man like Ryan. We're on board with him now to finish off his lap. We saw him last week come from from the final last place. We'll say last to first. So in Singapore, with what was just an outstanding dominant drive from him too. Hey Watto, how are we, my man? Good to see you, man. Been a while. So Ryan now rounding out the final corner here, crosses the line and puts himself up into P2 with a 9.50. So only 7/1000ths of a second faster than Left 4 Dead, but still some time to be had in there to try and even get close to Oxgello. Still 2 tenths ahead of the boys behind him. So it's very, very decent times here. We'll jump on board with... Where's Remix? Is he out on track yet? But he's on his medium, so we'll watch where he goes. So you see he downshifts to 5, upshift very quickly to 6, and then just puts the power down, cutting it really fine, getting straight on the power, and then crosses the line. But that's only a 120.9, but he is on the medium, so he's definitely got faster times in him. 100% faster times in him. Now guys, if my microphone does crackle, please let me know as soon as possible so that I can jump out of the game and then come back in, because I will need to do that. So, is that Oxgello leaving the pits? It's not. Give me a second while I just set up a few things here. Alright, so Oxgello still in pits. We've got Ryan now up into P2 still. That 9.50 is now on his in lap by the looks of it. Or is he... Oh, maybe not. Looks like he's about to put another fast lap in. He has used that ERS glitch that everyone, or that most people know about, where you just put your foot down. Nicely taken there. Yeah, he's on his in lap. So Left 4 Dead now on an out lap also. Currently sitting in P3 with that 1:19.950. 9 minutes still left in the quali session, so still a bit of time, still a few more laps to get in for these guys here. Oz Curtis sitting down in P5, not where he wants to be to try and clinch tonight's victory and tonight's season 4 Tier 1 championship as well. So, this is something that he really needs to put his foot down and try and get back up into the top. Probably top 3 to be honest, for him to have a decent result. Left 4 Dead looking very good here. I know he's on his out lap at the moment, but still looking very clean through a lot of those areas there. Noodles on an out lap also, currently sitting P6 with that 1:20.132. TTV Abyss, one of the guys that I've spruiked on for so many races, saying that he deserves a podium, and it's just running out of time, but I hope he gets it tonight. It's something that I really want him to get. And if not, that next game, F1 23, which will be released very soon, it's coming for him. It's definitely coming for him. I know it is. And I hope he gets it soon. Yeah, Kahoot got DQ, I know. I did say that. Sorry. So Left 4 Dead on his lap currently. Nicely taken through Ascari 1. Not through Ascari 1, my God. Lesmo's 1. And then 2. Nicely taken, using as much of the curb as he could. opens up that DRS. Now heading down into Ascari. This is an Oz Curtis. Now goes 1:19.678. Goes P1, and that is an absolute stonking time. But we're going to jump on board with Oxchillo, the man that is currently sitting P2, but does have more time in him. That is for absolute certain. I mean, he was sitting 2/10 above everybody else before, and I did promise that this would be a hot lap with Oxchillo, so we'll race on board with him. My apologies for missing that there. No, we don't. Not tonight, man. Sorry, Zoltan. So Oxchillo now goes P1 with that 1:19.479, an absolute blistering time. And his teammate, Noodles, now goes with a 1:19.492, an absolute stonking time from him as well. Oz Curtis now moves down into P3. Left for Dead has invalidated his time, but is currently sitting P4. Oh, he hasn't invalidated his in-lap, my bad. But currently sitting P4 with that 1:19.681, so only 100th of a second, less than that. 3/1000ths, is it? Yeah, behind Oz Curtis. So these two have just been inseparable all season. Absolutely all season. Rapid J-Rad now in P5 for the Alpine, currently with that 1:19.8. Can definitely go a little bit faster. We've got a driver around there in Parabolica, just sitting sideways on the racing line there as he enters the pits, and that is Abyss as he looks to come inside of the pit lane as well. Cubistic Flunky, the other Alpine driver, is currently invalidated. Sorry about that. Rapid Mickey heading into turns 1 and 2, currently sitting P8 with that 1:24.92. So he's definitely hoping that he can... another DSQ for Ryan. Not another one, but a DSQ for Ryan. So he'll be starting in P17 in front of Kahoot. Striker currently sitting in pit lane. He's still yet to set a lap. Might be taking it as a... He's just going to start from the back and just hope for the best. Then you got Rilo, Storm Hutto, and then Chris F1 in P13. Eski currently sitting in P12. I know that he's got a lot more time in him because he's currently sitting 33 seconds off the pace behind OCE Remix. So he'll definitely look to come back out very shortly for his flying laps. We've got another two drivers just entering track now, and it looks like another one is about to leave. No, was incorrect. And Rapid Mickey now puts it up into P6. Absolutely beautiful for him. Now goes with that 1:19.9 for the Haas lads, looking to try and get anything they can out of tonight. Now bear with me, guys. My chat has dropped out for some reason. There we go. So we'll jump on board with now who's out here. We've got Abyss and Cubistic now on outlaps. We've also got Striker, who has now finally exited the pits for his outlap, currently sitting in P16, just going for a one-lap dash, hoping for the best. So, you know, hopefully he can get what he can. Bear with me, guys. Sorry about that. I'm just dealing with some drunks. So TTV Abyss now on a lap. Cubistic Flunky also on a lap. Looks to just breeze on past that Mercedes as they move out of the way for him nicely. Restless Orb starting his lap currently. Jack Sully on his lap starting it as well in P10 with that 1:25.98. So it doesn't look like he's lost much time from when he's been out of league racing. OC Remix up into P11. Striker still yet to set a lap, but he is on his lap currently, so we'll jump on board with him as he comes down, heading towards Parabolica. We'll see where he can place it. Currently sitting in that P16 around all these guys that have DNF down the back, and that is a scary sight to see. And Striker now goes P9. So 55 seconds left in the session. We've got Oxchillo on a lap currently, warming up his tyres, trying to get ready to go. Currently sitting with 46 seconds, going through a scurry now, so he'll definitely get around for another lap. He's sitting at 100% ERS. He's going to try and absolutely hook it in to try and stay P1. You've got Noodles now in P2 with that 1:19.492. Looks as though he is done for the lap though. That's 27 seconds left. He will not get back around. Oz Curtis now with 22 seconds also setting up his lap at 100% ERS. Now, where can he place it? He's got to be able to try and place it close to Oxchillo to even try and really try and get in there for the championship. We've also got Left for Dead. He's now on his hot lap, just heading into Lesmo's 1 as he takes all that curb. Nicely done. Using as much of the curb on the inside there and then onto the outside in Lesmo's 2. We now head down towards Ascari, opens up that DRS. He's still got a car in front of him who is giving him a little bit of a tow, but will it be too much of dirty air that is going to unsettle his car? He takes that very nicely, nice and clean through there. Goes out wide, using as much of that corner as possible, exit as possible, and following in that slipstream. Oz Curtis is out of the session. That is going to end Oz Curtis for P3. We'll see where he can, see if anyone can get past him from here though. So Left for Dead now up in P5 and now goes into P2 ahead of his championship rival Oz Curtis. Oh, that is not what Oz Curtis wanted, but that is exactly what Left for Dead was hoping for. Oxchillo finalising his lap now, heading around the final corner. Crosses the line and stays P3. Noodles P1, Left for Dead P2, Oxchillo P3, J-Rad in P4, and Oz Curtis rounding up the top 5 there for tonight's feature race. So there it is, the grid for tonight. Noodles in P1, Left for Dead, Oxchillo, J-Rad for the Alpine up in P4. Oz Curtis in P5 with a very unfortunate spin for him at the very end of quali there. Abyss in P6 on a very hopeful run hoping for a podium there. OC Remix in P7, Mickey P8, Sully in P9 as he joins back into the league, and then Cubistic Flunky rounds out the top 10. We've got Striker in 11, Restless Orb 12, Eski, Chris, Storm Hutto, Ryan, Rilo, and Rapid Kahoot, all DNFing, and 2 of which have DSQ'd to try and start down the back. So guys, you know what it's like in turn 1, just keep it cool. You do not... Alright, we are off. So Rapid Noodles, RT Noodles stays out in P1. Left for Dead goes to P2, stays there. Oxchillo P3. Oz Curtis losing a bit of time there, but stays P5 in there as we come into turns 1 and 2. It looks like everyone has stayed pretty clean here, which is fantastic to see. Oxchillo moves up into P1 as Esky now moves up into P12. So this is actually really good racing from everybody at the moment. There is no...
It's lights out and away we go.
I'm so sorry about this, guys. I just don't understand why this game does it to me. Alright, and we're back in. Apologies again, guys, for that. So 25 viewers, it's an issue with the game that causes the thing. I have to leave the game and then come back in. But we are looking at this now with Noodles staying out in P1. We've got Oxchillo in P2, Left for Dead in P3, Oz Curtis in P4, and it looks to be already a safety car out on track at the moment. It's a virtual safety car, so I'm not too sure what has happened there because we've still got all drivers on track, which is fantastic to see. Oz Curtis up into P4, J-Rad in P5, Mickey P6, Cubistic Flunky P7. Abyss loses a few spots on the opening laps there, moving himself down into P8. Jack Sully stays P9, while Esky goes to P10, up 3 positions. Rapid Kahoot up 6 positions into P11. Ryan P12, now losing a few positions as he enters the pit with Striker. Ryan, Kahoot and Chris all into the pits. So this is a very long virtual safety car. But Oxchillo looking to play the team game here and hold up everybody behind Noodles so that Noodles can get the good distance here ahead of everybody else. So we'll see how that can play out for these guys behind. But if somebody wants to do the maths for me in chat and just let me know what Oz Curtis needs to finish tonight to actually clinch that victory. Drive-through safety car penalty. That is a drive-through penalty for Rapid Mickey, as he is going to have to serve that within the next 3 laps after the Rapid VSC, after the VSC is done, which it has now. So Oxchillo still on the back of Noodles, now chasing him down. But Oz Curtis and Left for Dead, these are the 2 to watch tonight. The 2 championship rivals. This is either where Curtis puts it all on the line and says, thank you very much, I'll take that championship, or does Left for Dead say, not today, I'll take it to next week's Silverstone for a sprint round. We'll see how this all plays out between these guys later on. Oxchillo, Left for Dead, Rapid J-Rad now set the fastest lap. Abyss sets the fastest lap. And then Jack Sully, we'll watch it just fly down the, Storm Hutto, Restless, there it is, it just keeps going. So Mickey now into the pits. Chris 9, F1 now sets that fastest lap. But it's these guys up here, the top 5 at the moment. They've got a 2-second gap to Cubistic Flunky in P6, which is an absolute stonker there. Yeah, I think that's right, Javier. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that, Cruz. Appreciate the update there. But this is where now it looks as though TTV Abyss is now completely under attack from the other Alpine. He is sandwiched between the two of the Alpines at the moment, with J-Rad 2 seconds ahead of him. But Cubistic Flunky looking to make a move, coming into Parabolica. What does he do? He stays behind, tucks in, but he'll say, I'll just go down the long way, down the straight, and probably go down the inside onto turn 1. Let's see how this plays out between these two. Opens up that DRS, which gives him the massive advantage because Abyss does not have it, and he moves over and says, "Yep, there you go. It's not worth my time." Tucks in behind him, going into turns 1 and 2, taking it very nicely. J-Rad now still only 2.3 seconds ahead of his teammate now. Ozcoda still 8 tenths behind Left 4 Dead, but he is completely under attack from J-Rad, who's now only 3 tenths behind Ozcoda. Yeah, okay. So this could, at this rate, it will go into the next race. At this rate, which will be a very small lobby, but you know we'll come to that when it happens. But look at this, J-Rad's still all over the back of Ozcoda, just only losing slight amount of time going down through Ascari there. But we are starting to see a few moves down the back here. Rilo now on the back of Storm Hutto, 4.5 tenths. Striker now gets the move done on Restless Orb down the straight. Restless Orb tucks back in behind. And I wonder if he's played the cheeky little DRS game here. So we'll see who gets the DRS, because it doesn't look like Striker's going to get it. Whereas Restless Orb has got it. He's played the cheeky move. He's opened up his DRS. Now as he goes down the inside, darts in, darts back, says, nope, I'm not going to do it today. That is too daunting for me. Storm Hutto now moving up past Striker as well. But Striker now getting past Storm Hutto. Sorry, Storm Hutto losing positions, I should say. Not too sure what happened there. He must have had a spin somewhere along those lines. Left 4 Dead now only 4 tenths off the back of Oxchillo. We'll get up there shortly as we start to see no other real massive moves. So we might actually head back up there now. So Left 4 Dead now 2 tenths off the back of Oxchillo. Opens up his DRS. Stays in tight. Comes through Ascari. And that's it. That's Noodles around. Noodles is in the wall. That brings out... No, it doesn't. It's just a yellow flag in Sector 3. As Noodles is back on track. Missing a front right end plate. And that is just really unfortunate. Leading the race from go to woe, and unfortunately for him on lap 6 just bins it into the wall, losing parts of his wing. Not what you want to see. But here it is, Left 4 Dead now down the inside of Oxchillo, gets the move done very nicely, tucks in real tight, says thank you very much, I will take it from here and I will try and gap Ozcoda as best as I can. So we'll have a look back here and we'll see what the tyres are like. So the top 4 on hard tyres, Cubistic Flunky on medium. So those mediums will start to drop off in about 3 or 4 laps time. But it's these hard tyres that are the best tyres to start on around here, I've found. But Oxchillo just still sticking in there nicely with Left 4 Dead. Left 4 Dead's got a very quick time around here in time trial as well. So it's one of those things that, you know, if he plays his cards right and just keeps his cool, he can take this to next week. So we'll head back down here. So Oz Curtis now only 7 tenths off the back of Oxchillo. He is gaining a bit of time, but not down the straights. He's actually losing time down the straights. 9 tenths. He just lost 2 tenths off of the back of Oxchillo during that straight coming into Parabolica. Parabolica seems to lose a little bit of time there as well. DRS is open though, whereas Oxchillo doesn't have that DRS. Oxchillo blocks very, very cleanly and very aggressively, whereas Oz Curtis Now, oh sorry, that wasn't us. I was on board with the wrong people. Silly. Left for Ted, blocked Oxchillo very nicely, I should say, guys. So Curtis still only 7/10 off of the back of Oxchillo, but Oxchillo now trying to make moves. Rapid J-Rad still 6/10 off the back of Curtis. Rapid Kahoot starting to make some gains with that 121 as the fastest lap there. Still sitting in P16 though, trying to get some moves done. We'll go back down to the back here where Striker is now mounting a little bit of an attack on Chris 9F1. Only 5/10 off the back of him. Let's see if he can try and get any closer during this next sector to see if he is gaining time or if he is starting to actually in fact lose time. He's now 7/10 off, so it does look like he is losing a bit of time here. Opens up that DRS and that's just going to pull him in a little bit closer. But Chris also on the back of his teammate Storm Hutto, just pulling him inside of that DRS range there. And that's exactly what he'd be hoping for in that battle with Striker behind him. We might move up to Abyss. No, we're going to go up to Oxchillo. Now he is trying to attack full on with Left 4 Dead. Only 1.5 tenths off of the back of Left 4 Dead. Now 5 tenths. He's lost a bit of time coming out of turns 2 there. Not too sure if he had a little bit of wheel spin or if he just had all the wrong angle. But that has allowed Curtis to actually catch up that little bit that he needs. Okay. All right. Thank you. It has, man. It really has. Yeah, it's definitely been a long day, man. Very much so. Because if this holds, it will be a 62-point lead entering the last round, which is a sprint round. Have you taken that into account? But Oxchillo now still 3/10. Oz Curtis still losing a lot of time, though, to these boys ahead. Now only 8/10. He's losing a lot of time, actually. He's going to be outside of DRS very soon. And the good thing for Oxchillo is he's getting pulled along. And there he goes, takes back the lead from Left 4 Dead. And now goes into P1, heading into turns 1 and 2. Takes a very nice angle into turns 1 there, using all of the curb in turns 2, but sits in P2, in gear 2 to try and gain as much traction as he can. Probably should have upshifted a little bit there, but has gained a full second on the back of Left 4 Dead, so he has had a blunder somewhere. Curtis now 3/10 off the back of Left 4 Dead. Can he hold on to it? Or is he going to make a mistake? Or is he going to lose a bit of time to Left 4 Dead? He wants to hold on to it. He wants to try and get him on track and say, yeah, this was a well-deserved victory for me. So it looks to be another virtual safety car. Yeah, I know. Yep. I know. I was aware. I know. Lots to look for when you're commentating. You've got to watch gaps. You've got to watch the track maps. You've got to watch safety cars. There's just a lot to watch. But we are back to green flag racing now. So we'll see if Left 4 Dead can hold on to Oz Curtis. If Oz Curtis can hold on to Left 4 Dead and try and pull his gap ever so closer. He is losing a bit of time. It's the straight line speed. I'm not too sure. He's gained a little bit of time now because of that DRS. But his setup must be higher wings and higher downforce compared to Left 4 Dead, who's on a lower downforce setup. I'm assuming. But Rapid J-Rad racing extremely well. Staying in P4, only 5/10 off of the back of Curtis. But this man right here in the Ferrari, it is Escobar. He is making some moves. He's gone down from P7, P15, P16. He's now up 7 positions, up into P6, chasing down these guys up ahead. So he's got 4.2 seconds to gain on Cubistic Flunky, and that'll put him into the top 5. So he's an absolute blinder. Rilo having the same sort of race now with 1.8 seconds, 2 seconds, 1.8 to the car ahead of him, Jack Sully, for the McLaren lad here. And then we go down to Storm Hutto, 8 positions up as well, from up into P10. So he's also on a bit of a blinder there. But we've got these boys here. These are the ones we want to watch. Oh my God, go away. Thank you. So Oz Curtis now down the inside. Are they going to leave each other room? There he goes. He cuts back across, taking himself on the outside line. It cuts it through. Nicely taken for the apex there, and gets some very nice grip out of turn 2. Now Oz Curtis into P2. Left for Dead behind 6/10. Rapid J-Rad only 3/10 off of Left for Dead now. So this is where it's starting to get crucial. Who is going to be the first one to pit and show their weakness and see who maybe has the better strategy. Thanks, ZK. Appreciate that, man. So DRS open back again. So these boys here both have DRS, whereas Oz Curtis is currently outside of that DRS range. Left for Dead was only just inside of that DRS range, allowing himself to open up his rear wing to gain himself a little bit of time on the back of Oz Curtis, but he is losing it ever so slightly. Now 1.1, 1.2. It's that straight line speed and battling with Rapid J-Rad. Rapid J-Rad now only 2/10 off of him. He's going to get the DRS, whereas Left for Dead won't. So Left for Dead's going to be caught in the wind here, and he's going to be taken by Rapid J-Rad down the straight here, most likely. Or maybe not. He's a bit too far back. Does he make a bit of a late lunge? We'll see, as Left for Dead covers him off on the outside there. Very nicely raced by these two boys here, Left for Dead and Rapid J-Rad. Fantastically done. So Mickey, we're going to ride on board with him as we now go 3. Look to be what was 3 wide. Now 2 wide. Now single file. We're going back to 2 wide. We're going to go to 3. No, we're not. We're going to stay 2 wide. This is insane to watch. Rapid Mickey goes around the outside, down the inside, with a little bit of room there left by Ryan, and it was beautifully driven by those 3 drivers there, Ryan, Mickey and Striker, as we now see the battle continue between Mickey and Striker, but Ryan has now sort of already soared off into the distance, really 6/10 off, leaving 6/10 the gap between him and Mickey, 9/10 now, almost a full second. And now Oz Curtis has put himself back up into DRS range of Oxchillo. He's in that striking distance. He's ready to pounce. What is he going to do in the next few laps? I reckon he could potentially make a pass for Oxchillo and take that victory. Rapid J-Rad now moves up into P1, and unfortunately I missed that overtake, but I'm sure if it was J-Rad, it was quite spectacular because it was before a DRS zone there. Yep, Jack Sully. Yep, 1 second, mate. There you go, Jack. So here we go. Rapid J-Rad sitting in P3, Left for Dead, losing a little bit of time there now. Is only 7/10, almost 8/10, falling in the wayside here. I wonder how his tyres are feeling, because I mean these top 4 are on the same tyres. Now Escobar is now up into P5 too, so he's going to look to join the fight eventually. So tyres, yeah, all on 13 lap old hards. Esky now on 13 lap old mediums, and still pulling in a lot of time to these lads ahead, but I guess to the boys behind now, because he has managed to gain now 8 positions, I believe it is, off the start here. So lap 14 of 27, we're on our way, as Esky now has only 16 or 20% ERS left with halfway through now into the pits. That's what I thought he was going to be doing. But the guys ahead too, Rapid J-Rad and Left for Dead, both into the pits. They're going for the undercut. Escobar picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding into the pit lane. That's not what he wants. He's had an absolute blinder of a race, and now that is just, oh my God. And it looked like Left for Dead had to change his front wing as well. So this has really played into the hands of Oz Curtis, and Oz Curtis just needs to sit pretty for the remainder of the race. Try not to put any heroics in and just sit tight, because he will clinch this victory if he does. So Esky now back down into P15 with that 5-second time penalty as well. Rilo up into P3. Ryan now into P4, making some real headway. Did start in P17. Yeah, P17, but with a 3-second time penalty, but is yet to pit also. Oz Curtis and Oxchillo still yet to pit. Oxchillo and Ryan and Oz Curtis now battling it out for that leading position to take P1 on the top of the step of the podium. And there it is. Oxchillo goes in, and Oz Curtis decides, nope, I'll stay out, and ducks back out onto track. And now, what do we reckon? Because I personally think Curtis may have made a bit of a mistake. Because, yeah, maybe, I don't know. He was gaining on him, so I reckon he's got the pace in him, actually. I take it back. I reckon he's got the pace in him. So that leaves the two McLaren lads into P2 and 3. But we do have a driver who has dropped right down the ranks there. Who is that? Noodles now down in P10. Oh, it's Left for Dead. Left for Dead in P11, so he's lost a lot of time compared to where Rapid J-Rad pitted. You know, they pitted together, and Rapid J-Rad's in P6. Left for Dead now down in P11, right behind Noodles, and this is where he will want to try and get past as soon as possible. And that was Chris 9 F1 moving out of the way very quickly for these lads here, allowing them to race. Beautifully done by these guys here. We're going to move up, and Oxchillo now moves up into P4 after he pits onto the medium tyres. Lap 17 of 27. He's looking to try and take this win. Oz Curtis, what's he going to do? He needs to pit here. But he hasn't. He's gone into turn 1 and 2. He has not pitted. He's staying out for another lap. He's put all of his ERS out. He's now down into 5% ERS. So he's going to try and hook it for this lap and try and pit on this next lap here to try and hold on to P1. I think staying out an extra lap may have been the mistake. He does, yeah, exactly. He does need to finish in P1. We've seen some amazing driving here tonight. No safety cars, only 2 virtual safety cars. And this is, it's just been absolutely phenomenal driving by these guys tonight. Restless Orb now picks up a 3-second time penalty. We are starting to see some penalties start to drop in the later stages of this race. Sorry guys, I got the hiccups. And there he is now into the pits. So he's got that gap to Rilo, 13 seconds. Rilo still needs to pit though, as Rilo now stays out for another lap. And that's a yellow flag in Sector 1, as I'm not too sure why. And that's OC Remix has retired in pits. And that's his car come back out onto pit lane. Onto the track, I should say. They need to sort that out in the next game. I hope they do. So Oxchillo now moves up into P2 with Oz Curtis behind. I knew it. This is what I said, Oz Curtis. But he is going to have 2-lap fresher tyres. That car was just causing all sorts of issues, DNFing and then pulling back out onto track. Not too sure why that happened, but it is Oz Curtis, Oxchillo, and then Rapid J-Rad as Oz Curtis and Oxchillo now goes side by side, and Oxchillo takes the position back from Oz Curtis. Oz Curtis now sits in behind and says, it's all right, I'll stay here until you either make a mistake or I can get past you in a clean manner. Rapid J-Rad only 1/10 off, now 2/10 off of Oz Curtis, trying to track him down, trying to get a podium for his, I think it's his first podium of the season. No, second. I want to say second. Opens up that DRS. Same with Curtis, so not pulling too much time here on him. Oz Curtis looks to break a little bit later and get a little bit of time up on Rapid J-Rad as he now goes 3/10 slower. He's now trying to break the... Oh, Curtis, you can't be doing that. I get you warming your tyres, but just watch those moves. Yeah, fair call, Remix, fair call. I'm done with this game, to be honest, as well. So Rapid J, there it is, yeah, Oz Curtis just warming up his tyres with a couple of little moves there. His tyres just trying to get a little bit of heat into them. Obviously not liking the way they feel currently. Rapid J-Rad now with 35% ERS. Oz Curtis on 41% ERS. Oxchillo on 21% ERS. And Rilo still yet to pit. Out on those hards, looking to go hard to the soft tyres, I'm going to assume, on lap 19 out of 27. I reckon he'll get another, he'll probably go another 3 laps and then he'll pit for those soft tyres. However, those cars behind him are starting to make a little bit of time on him. They're now 9.5 seconds off of him. So even if he does pit, he is going to drop a few positions. Quite a few positions, to be honest. He'll probably go down to about P10, maybe P11, roughly. So Curtis now sitting on the back of Oxchillo, still 8 tenths. Rapid J-Rad 4 tenths. We're going to see what looks to be like a few little moves here. Is Left for Dead going to go down the inside, or is he going to make a move under DRS? I think it's going to be DRS, let's be honest. And there it is. Goes down the inside of Storm Hutto. They are side by side, but he gets the move done very nicely. Storm Hutto cuts back and says, nope, not going to try it. Left for Dead, now up into P5, now has the monstrous task of tracking down his championship rival ahead of him, 2 positions ahead of him, and he's got to make up almost 6 seconds worth of time to be able to pin him on the last few laps. So we are seeing Ryan make some moves. We've seen a little bit of a battle here between Ryan, Rapid, and Abyss. Nope, Ryan, Rapid, and Esky, I should say. So we'll jump on board with Ryan as Ryan now looks to mount a bit of an attack on Esky, and we'll see where Ryan can go. Opens up his DRS, pulls himself ever so closer to the back of Esky. That Ferrari driver currently sitting in P9, and both of these Ferrari drivers putting in some absolute monstrous laps here today. It was very unfortunate for Esky picking up that 5-second penalty for speeding into pit lane, sitting very far up the leaderboard too in P5 from I think P15 or 14, one of the two, and that brings out a full course safety car as we now see Restless Orb, a DNF. We're not too sure what's happened, but he is now DNF. So this could be exactly what Left for Dead needs. Has he just missed the... Where is he? He's missed the pit window. So these guys ahead all now pit for soft tyres to go 6 laps the distance. It's going to be a late lunge. So Restless Orb loses it in Lesmo's 2. Right where they're coming through now. That's Lesmo 1. And this is where he would have binned it, just here. He would have come around, hit that curb, and hit it into the wall. And that is really unfortunate for Restless Orb because, look, let's be honest, Red Bull needed a really good drive from their 2 drivers tonight with Kahoot and Restless Orb to be able to even put in a little bit of a contention for overall constructors, but unfortunately for them, it looks to be set in stone now, with Ferrari taking out some very strong points here tonight. But once all the standings have been placed up for Tier 1, we will then see what the go is here. Because, things can change, penalties can change. We don't know, if Escobar had an issue down the back. We don't know if Oz Curtis had an issue up the front somewhere that someone's going to pin him for. We'll see. We'll see. So Oz Curtis now into the pits, onto a new set of softs. Ducks back out. Rapid J-Rad seems to get him. No. Oh, man, that ghosting into pit lane. I thought I turned that off. Apparently not. Esky now picks up another 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings, so that's really not good for him. Moves further. That will put him further down the grid. But Rilo up into P1. Still, is he on those soft tyres? He is. This is looking like Rilo could take the box seat here. Unless Oxchillo or Oz Curtis can really put up a fight and manage to get it past him on a few of the, on whatever lap they can. Then, right now I'm calling it Rilo's win. So Rapid J-Rad doing extremely well to try and get himself onto a podium finish here. He's going to try and he wants to put as much as he can on the back of Oz Curtis to allow for Oz Curtis to try and make a mistake, thus effectively potentially ending his championship victory tonight and pushing it to next week. But, I mean, let's be honest, I think we all want it to be done tonight. Fastest lap, let's have a look. Fastest lap goes down to Ryan with that 120.5. No one else has even come close. Nobody else. What's the closest time? A 121.3 by Oxchillo is the absolute closest. So almost a second difference. So I don't think he's too worried about that fastest lap. So this allows for the pack to catch back up and get back into position. Just guys, please watch your safety car restarts. And that is Rapid J-Rad entering the pits. He went onto the hard tyres. I didn't even realise he went onto the hard tyres during that safety car. Oh man, that is going to absolutely destroy him. Now goes onto the soft tyres. He's got the pace to get himself back up there, and I really hope that he can do it. Abyss down in P16. It looks like it's onto the next game for Abyss. But Left for Dead in P4 now, right back behind Oz Curtis, and both on the... Oh, Left for Dead stayed out and went onto the medium tyres. So Oz Curtis could have the pace advantage here, being on the softer compound and fresh tyres. Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. So let's have a look at those tyres. No, Left 4 Dead did pit, but he went on to fresh mediums. So he's thinking that the tyres ahead of him are going to drop off. That's a bold call. I think that is a bold move. What do you guys reckon in chat? Do you reckon he made a mistake going on to the medium tyres, or... So we're going to jump on board with Oxchillo. We're going to wait for the safety car restart. Not leaving much of a gap between him and the safety car. He's not even backing off, which is... I'm quite shocked with, because it sort of gives everybody else the knowledge of when you're going to go. And there it is. Rilo has not gone. Has he slowed down? And there it is. Oz Curtis now putting up the fight, going into turns 1 and 2. It's going to go 3 wide between Oxchillo, Oz Curtis, and... Oh, is there going to be contact? No contact is made. Left for Dead squeezes his way up in the inside, but doesn't get the move done. Kahoot now gets a 3-second time penalty, and now Left for Dead backs right off and says, nope, I'm not going to jeopardise our race. Oz Curtis now stays in P2. Oxchillo caught sleeping with that safety car restart. I'm not too sure what happened there. If Rilo did in fact slow down or not, but I'm not going to call it. That can be up for debate later on. Oz Curtis now still sitting in P2. We're going to bring the gap back up because I don't know why that was off. But anyways, Ryan now sitting in P10, moving up some positions there, but we'll jump down to him because it looks like he's about to mount a full-on attack here on Jack Sully, who's sitting in P9, and then Storm Hutto in P8 as he goes down the inside, looks to get the move done, coming into a scurry. Room is left by both, and he's been pushed wide there. Ryan has pushed somebody wide, and that is Jack Sully and Rapid Kahoot into the wall at Ascari, and that is a big DNF for Red Bull. No points for Red Bull. This essentially locks it out for Ferrari to take home the overall championship as well as the Tier 1 championship. This is exactly what they were hoping for. Oh, man. Oh, man. Anyways, we move on. Left for Dead, still fighting with Oz Curtis. Only 2/10 off the back of him. Javier last night says that his tyres were feeling pretty dead after... who's that? Oh. After his soft tyres feeling pretty dead after 3 laps. Sorry about that, guys. Just trying to focus on a message at the same time. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll see how this plays out between the two different tyre strategies here. Left for Dead maybe looking to go onto the right call then, if that is the case, that the tyres just feel pretty dead after 3 laps. Oz Curtis now down into P3. 1 second the pace, the gap between him and Oxchillo, and he's not going to get DRS on the next lap unless he can close it in. Oxchillo now closing in that gap on Rilo, 1 second behind, trying to catch up, but is slowly losing time actually by the looks of it. Left for Dead now looking to go down the inside, is he? And he gets covered really nicely there, but they are going to go side by side into turns 1 and 2. We're going to see what happens here as now Left for Dead gets caught out a little bit there. He's right on the back of him, but doesn't get the move done. He just tucks in nicely behind. Fantastic racing from the two championship leaders with Oz Curtis and Left for Dead. Now Left for Dead looks to go down the inside, but doesn't get the move done once again. And now it comes down to Lesmo's 1. Is he going to make a move? He's not. Lesmo's 2. He's not. I don't reckon. No, he's definitely not. No. So it looks like he's going to wait for either the straight on the way down to Parabolica, or he's going to wait for the DRS, because that DRS is going to give him all the power that he needs to be able to get past Oz Curtis down the main straight. So here it is, playing a little bit of games here. Oz Curtis now fighting for position, fighting for the championship. Left for Dead behind him, opens up his DRS, tucks into the slipstream. But what is going to happen here? He goes right down the inside, and Oz Curtis is just going to let him breeze on past and say, that's fine, I'll take your DRS for the next... oh my God. That's not good for Oz Curtis. Oz Curtis now loses another position. No, he doesn't. He keeps position on Noodles and Flunky. So now Noodles and Flunky. Now Ryan. Flunky losing a few positions here as Escobar now looks to sneak it up the inside and take advantage of the mistake made by Flunky here. Oh, beautiful move done there by Esky. Absolute phenomenal. Sticking it down the inside. So Ryan now moves up into P6. Left Noodles is back under, back into the top 5 from the start of the race. He was P1. Unfortunately, had a big spin, losing him time at Ascari and losing positions, but now manages to fight his way back up into the top 5, which is amazingly driven by him. Chris 9F1 picks up a 3-second time penalty, while Oz Curtis now only on the back of Left for Dead by 3/10. He's going to get the DRS this time. He's going to be the one to fight for the position. Is he going to be able to get past? That's a safety car in Sector 3, and that is Oxchillo out. Oxchillo has spun on the wall and has now knocked his... oh my god, no, it was on the finish line. But there it is, ladies and gentlemen. I think the way we see it right now, that could be Oz Curtis as your Tier 1 Season 4 champion for Ferrari, also taking out the Season 4 constructors for Tier 1 and very quite possibly taking out the or helping take out the the overall constructors for Ferrari as well. So taking the triple header for him, he will be feeling absolutely pumped. And there it is. There is your winner for tonight, Rilo in P1. An absolutely phenomenal drive from him. Oxchillo takes P2. And we see Left for Dead take P3, while Oz Curtis takes P4. Noodles in P5. Ryan takes out P6 for the McLaren there, but also taking fastest lap with that 120.5. Storm Hutto in P7. Striker P8. Rapid J-Rad in P9. Esky in P10. Cubistic 11 for the Alpine lads there. Chris 9F1 in the Alpha Tauri. Rapid Mickey in the Haas. Abyss, very unfortunate race for him in P14. Jack Sully, P15, very late crash for him. Kahoot as well with a late crash. Restless Orb for the other Red Bull driver there, and then OCE Remix, unfortunately retiring in pit lane during the race there, just having some rotten luck. But that is it for us, guys. Hang on, let me check. Yep. Get these screenshots saved, otherwise they'll kill me. There we go. So now, invite to a party. Invite. Everybody in. We've got Oxchillo, we've got Rilo. Just make sure you include your audio there, guys. And it doesn't look like we've got... Yes, we do. So here we go, guys. So we've got our top 3 in. Guys, make sure you're including your audio. Left for Dead, we'll start it off with you. P3 tonight, an absolutely hell-fought back P3. It looks like you had a bit of issues after the safety car restart, trying to fight your way through traffic there. Do you want to tell us about that, man?
I came in, well, I haven't actually, I'm sick as, so I haven't touched the game since Wednesday, but I came in, I was struggling in qualifying, just to find I couldn't get the front end to go in, so I found a little bit of pace on the final lap, and that put me in second, and I was pretty happy with that. And then through the race, I got overtaken just as the VSC came out by Oxchillo, so he got the place, and I just wasn't paying attention, and I just rear-ended him and lost my end plate, so I was struggling for a bit there until I pitted for about 5 laps, so then I had to climb through the traffic after losing, 10 seconds, and then the final safety car came out, and I didn't want to go on the softs because they felt horrible in qualifying and practice, so I went into the mediums and battled it out with Curtis, and it was good, I got it, so another disappointing one.
It was still really well driven, man. You came from the back of the grid, back up into P3 for the end of the race. But look, at the same time, the season that you've driven this season has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the battles that you and Curtis have been having has been unreal. it's just, it is an absolute. It's a shame that Oz Curtis managed to clinch that victory tonight. Going off of points, I think he has taken it out.
Yeah, I reckon.
I believe he has. But that puts you into P2 for the championship. So, man, look, that is still a massive, massive effort. So congratulations to you.
Thanks,
Thoughts
mate.
on next season?
Well, to begin with, congratulations to Curtis if he has won it. He's driven a great season, and I was definitely in the fight, but I just, he drove a better season, in my opinion. So that's why he got it, deserves it. So, but next season, I think hopefully with this traction model, it's going to help me a lot because this year's traction is so inconsistent, and I just stuck with it. So hopefully there's more to give next season. Like I think it's my season to win or lose, so we'll see how it plays out. I'm confident for it, but at the moment I just want to start racing. I can't wait for it to be over. So
Yeah, no. Well, look, we'll get all the maths done tonight. Anyway, we'll actually let you know who is championship if it does move on to next week or not. And if not, obviously that'll be the end for this season for you guys. But look, man, again, congratulations. We're going to move on over to Oxchillo P2 tonight, my friend. You had an absolute stonker of a race earlier on. A few little issues here and there, but I think I can't really fault it. Tell us about it. How did you feel in quali going into the race?
Yeah, quali was good. I was a bit upset not getting pole, missing out by 300ths. I massively stuffed up the final corner and lost about a tenth, I think. But I had good pace in qualifying. I was surprised that I was so quick again, because usually left for dead and Curtis are 3-4 tenths ahead.
hmm Yeah, I mean, you've definitely found some pace over the last few weeks. But look, going into the race, how did you feel? Sitting in P2 behind your teammate. Were you playing any team tactics there, or?
I didn't want to spend too much time battling him, because
Yep.
I stuffed up at Brazil and I didn't want to pass him, and then he'd get swallowed up by everybody, so I just stayed behind. Left for Dead was on me, and then he spun. So I knew I needed a push, but Left for Dead passed me, and then we had a good battle.
Yeah. No, look, man. Again, it was really well driven. It was textbook driving from you tonight. Some crucial overtakes on Left for Dead. Crucial overtakes on not Rilo, on Oz Curtis, securing you P2 for the night. So congratulations, man. Again, well driven. And we'll hopefully see you next season. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. And we'll head it over to our race winner for. Mate, again, what an absolute stonker drive from you. You came out of nowhere, to be honest. You were down the back of the grid for quite a lot of the race, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're back up there. What was your tactic? Going hard to soft? Is that what you were originally going to call, or?
Originally I was just going to go hard medium, but yeah, around that 15, 16, the hard still felt okay. So me and Hado both started good, push on to the softs, and then yeah, obviously got very lucky with the safety car. Yeah, as soon as I drove into the pits, the safety car came out.
Yeah, it was absolutely.
Yeah.
It was just absolute sheer pure timing for you, and it worked out in your favour. It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm lucky for Julio and Lefford and Curtis, because and J-Ride as well. He had a bug in the pits where it put him on hards. So yeah, those three look like they were going to be top three for sure. But
yeah, I was Devo for J-Rad. I saw him duck back into the pits under safety, and I thought, oh no. And I saw the tyres, and yeah. But you know what? Look, you can't take it away from the way you've been driving tonight. Even last week as well, the way you drove last week. It was absolutely phenomenal tonight. It was a pure masterclass, man. You've come out of the back of nowhere and then pipped it onto P1 and sat there for, I would say, probably half or just a little bit under half of the race. So, it's a testament to you, man. So keep that up. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, cheers.
No worries. And look, are you going to, obviously going into next season, is there anything you're looking forward to with the new game, or?
Word is that it's better for better traction and better for pad players as well, which, I don't know whether to believe that. I believe it when I'm racing next week, and yeah, if it's good, then it's good. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean that's typical Codemasters. They say one thing and mean another.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's hoping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, man. Congratulations again. But guys, we will let you know if we're going to be back next week to see who wins the race, or to see who wins the championship between Left 4 Dead and Oz Curtis. But I will say this now: I do believe Oz Curtis has won it. So we will not be racing next week at this stage. So just keep an eye out on the chatter and everything like that, and we'll let you know if we are back. But we are going to be back on Sunday for Tier 3, I believe they're still racing. I still think they want to race. And then Tier 2, I believe they are also going to be racing as well, going into the final race there. Brave boys, they are. I'm done with it. That's me over for this race, for this season, and for this game, I think. But guys, thank you very much for joining us. I've been your host for the season, Dark Puncher, and I really appreciate you guys all joining. And we will see you all next season.